Google's approach to ranking content has changed a lot over the course of SEO history. In the early days of SEO, let's say in the mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, it was much easier to basically manipulate the search ranking algorithms. It was a lot easier to do things like putting white text on a white background or putting a lot of meta keywords into the page to help search engines understand what the page was about. There were also a lot of really shady link building practices because at that point it was really just about the volume or the quantity of links pointing to you. And it was much easier to kind of like trick the search engines and make it seem like your content was much more high quality than it actually was. It was also like a lot of article spinning. So you could use tools to kind of like rehash existing content, and it kind of came out as like a lot of spammy kind of mumbo jumbo. It didn't really make a lot of sense to human readers, but it did work for SEO. So that was in the early days of SEO, and the reality is that Google had to develop new systems, and as well as Bing and the other search engines, new systems for combating spam and understanding what high quality content looks like. So we had updates like the Google Florida update, leading to the biggest one called Panda, and then we had Penguin as well, where Google was really cracking down on content spam and link spam and a lot of manipulative tactics that spammers and many SEOs were using to get visibility on Google. And in about 2015 to 2020, Google developed even more sophisticated systems. They started to incorporate AI. They started to use Google Rank Brain and Hummingbird to speed up the indexing of content, speed up the understanding of what words actually mean in a sentence. They started using semantic search to really understand what keywords meant in context and what the real meaning of the search query actually was. So it became a lot more like how you would expect a human being to understand high quality content, and a lot less easier to spam and manipulate. Google also introduced EEAT, so experience, expertise, authority, and trust. That was around 2016 or 17. And they started to really focus on that in the algorithms as well. So that meant you needed to be a lot more authoritative and have a lot more firsthand experience and expertise to be able to appear for certain topics, especially your money or life topics like health content and medical and financial content as well. So where we are today in 2025 is that Google's thinking a lot more about real content written for people and not as much exploiting the search engines in some way. So they have new policies like site reputation abuse and scaled content abuse to kind of demote and devalue this inauthentic content. A lot of the times it was written only by AI, or it's not written by real humans, or it's taking advantage of the site's ability to rank or certain things like this. So they're really doubling down on real human first, people first content, and also thinking a lot about what types of content is most valuable for their searchers, and as well as their users of their new generative AI products as well.